Forget everything you've been told about women only going for perfect guys. In a world obsessed with perfection, average guys are quietly stealing the spotlight and winning hearts. The reason is something way deeper and more surprising, and it's going to make you rethink everything you thought you knew about love and relationships. Stick around, because I'm about to unpack the truth behind this unexpected shift. Let's dive in. Number 1, relatability over perfection. Here's the thing. Women aren't looking at men like they're scouting for an all-star fantasy league lineup. This isn't about stats, it's all about the vibe check. Perfect men? Sure, they're easy on the eyes, but they do come with this intimidating, almost untouchable energy. It's like seeing those insanely aesthetic meal prep photos online. Cool to look at, but no one's actually trying to live like that. Average guys, though, they're like comfort food. Approachable, easygoing, and just real. Think Paul Rudd. He's not exactly pulling up on a Harley in a leather jacket, but that's the beauty of it. Paul's got this energy that's completely disarming. Women see that and they think, finally, a guy who won't judge me for ordering 3 desserts. Even someone like Ryan Gosling, objectively gorgeous, wins hearts because he's not perfect in personality. He stumbles over words in interviews, he tells awkward dad jokes, and he somehow makes it charming. That relatability? Total game changer. Perfection is great for magazine covers, but in real life, women want someone that they can actually connect with. Someone who feels human, not like an overpolished pressure cooker Instagram ad. Average guys, they're relatable, grounded, and they don't make anyone feel like that they're in a constant competition to keep up. Now, that's a winning formula. Number 2, emotional safety versus perfection. Now, let's talk about feelings, because, yeah, we're going there. Women want emotional connection way more than they care about whether you can deadlift a minivan. And honestly, this is where the so-called perfect guys often fumble the bag. Here's the deal. When you're laser focused on keeping up that polished, flawless image, you don't leave much room for vulnerability. Emotional availability? That's lost somewhere between those designer suits and those protein shake routines. Now, average guys? They're all about the real talk. They're the ones asking, how was your day? What's your biggest dream? And what's your go-to Starbucks order, because I'm taking notes. That's the energy that makes women feel seen, heard, and most importantly, safe. Take Prince Harry, for example. He doesn't look like he's got a six-pack hiding under that button-up, but guess what? No one cares. The guy has built a reputation for being emotionally present, approachable, and genuinely invested in his relationships. That is the chef's kiss territory. It's not about perfect abs or perfect hair. It's about emotional safety, knowing that someone's got your back when life gets messy. Average guys show up for those moments, and that's where they shine. Number 3, flaws are the secret weapon. You know that whole love them, flaws and all thing? Yeah, it's not just a cute Pinterest quote, it's the truth. Perfection might photograph well for a luxury ad, but in real life, total snooze fest. Let's be real here. When someone looks too perfect, you're not going to think, wow, they're incredible. You're going to think, okay, what's the catch? Are they hiding something? Flaws, though? Flaws are what make people human and relatable. A guy who trips on the sidewalk is instantly more charming because it feels real. Honestly, nobody trusts someone who never screws up. It's like those overly staged influencer couples who post captions like, "We've never had a fight." Sure, we don't buy that. Life is messy, and so are relationships. A guy with quirks, little slip-ups, or a weird obsession with collecting retro sneakers, that is gold. Those imperfections make him approachable and fun to be around because they remind us that we don't have to be perfect either. And let's be honest here, a little chaos makes life way more interesting, don't you think? Number 4, the effort equation. Alright, let's do some math here. But don't worry, this is the fun kind. Do you know what a lot of perfect guys get wrong? They think that looking perfect is an effort. Meanwhile, the average guys, they're out here doing the real heavy lifting. They're planning the dates, remembering the little things, and actually showing up for the moments that matter. That kind of effort, it is unmatched. Think about Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard. She's basically Hollywood royalty, and he's the dude cracking wacky jokes in interviews. But their relationship works because Dax puts in the effort. He doesn't just coast on charm or good looks. He actively invests in making her laugh, feel loved, and feel appreciated every single day. That's the secret sauce. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up and trying. Women notice when a guy cares enough to go that extra mile, whether it's organizing a surprise date or just listening when she needs to vent. Average guys get it. They know it's not about grand gestures, but consistent ones. And that's the kind of math that women actually appreciate. Number 5, authenticity always wins. Let's be honest here. Authenticity isn't just some trendy buzzword that influencers throw around. It is the glue that holds any great relationship together. Women want a guy who is unapologetically himself, whether that means rocking mismatched socks or just knowing way too much about fantasy football. And here's where perfect guys miss the mark. They're so busy curating this airbrushed version of themselves that it starts to feel like you're dating a mannequin. And sure, it might look good at first, but then after a while, it is exhausting for everyone. No one wants to spend their time keeping up appearances or trying to figure out who someone really is behind the perfect facade. Average guys, though, they're not trying to be anything they're not. What you see is what you get, and that honesty is like a breath of fresh air. Women love that take it or leave it confidence because it's real. Authenticity is what makes connections feel genuine. It's what lets you laugh at life's little messes instead of stressing over keeping up a perfect act. And when a guy shows up with his quirks, his flaws, and his whole self, that's the kind of irresistible that no six-pack or designer suit could ever compete with. Debunking the myths. It's time to crush some tired misconceptions. First up, the idea that women settle for average guys. No. Women aren't settling, they're choosing. That's a big difference. It's not about picking the guy who just happens to be there. It's about prioritizing the stuff that actually matters, like emotional connection, effort, and a sense of humor that makes you ugly laugh. Next myth. Perfect men are always more successful. Well, sure, they might look great standing next to a luxury car, but success isn't just about shiny things or rippling abs. It's about showing up for the people that you care about and building a life that brings you joy. The guy who knows how to make your coffee just right, remember your dog's birthday, and actually listens when you vent about your boss, that's success. And then there's this classic. Looks are everything. Believe me, they're not. Looks might grab attention, but they're not what keeps someone around. Chemistry and connection, that's the real magic. You can be chiseled like a marble statue, but if you can't hold a meaningful conversation or laugh at yourself, it's not going to work. At the end of the day, women want someone that they can connect with on a deeper level, not just a pretty face to look at. Let's retire these outdated myths and give credit where it's due. Average guys aren't the consolation prize, they're the real deal. Why this shift matters. We're in a new era. A time when the outdated Prince Charming fantasy is getting benched. Women aren't falling for the glossy, airbrushed version of a partner anymore. The whole knight in shining armor routine is being swapped out for something way more real. A teammate. Someone that you can build a life with, not just someone who looks good posing for Instagram couple goals. Here's why this shift is such a big deal. It's better for everyone. Average guys can finally stop stressing over trying to fit into some impossible mold of perfection. They don't have to spend hours pretending to be the most charming, ripped, or successful guy in the room. They can just be themselves and know that's more than enough. And for women, it means relationships that actually work. Ones built on mutual respect, understanding, and effort, not some fantasy checklist. They're finding partners who care about showing up every day, who prioritize connection over perfection, and who are down to embrace the beautiful chaos of real life. This shift also says something bigger about where society's heading. We are moving away from superficial standards and focusing more on what really matters: authenticity, emotional connection, and shared values. And let's be honest here, that's a huge win. Life's too short for performative relationships. This new dynamic, it's refreshing, it's real, and the kind of vibe that leads to genuine happiness for everyone involved. Well, that's all for today. Now, tell me, what do you think? Are you team average or team perfect? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to respond to every single one of you. Like and subscribe if you love old money elegance and understated fashion. And if you don't subscribe, it means I'm just going to have to wait another day to onboard you. Catch you in the next one.